Hi, my name's Joe Says. I'm an executive and career development coach, and I support organisations to develop positive, productive, and high-performing people at work. We've been speaking in earlier videos about resilience and learning about different strategies. If the pandemic has taught us anything, it's the importance of human connection, and that's the focus of the video today. Our species survives and thrives through connectivity and interdependence. Connection is the core of well-being. There's even evidence that social isolation is more detrimental to our long-term health than obesity, alcohol, or smoking. COVID has shown us that when everything else that we thought was important is stripped away, it's the need for human connection, for nurturing and fulfilling relationships that we crave the most. But aren't we more connected now than ever before through technology and social media? Well, in some ways that's true. While social media does help us to stay connected in some positive ways, there's also evidence of some increasingly negative impacts on our approach to friendships and relationships and social connections. Connections can be more frequent, but more superficial. And it's super easy to disconnect. We can unfollow, unfriend, reject, delete any connection that no longer suits or serves us. Researchers have actually called this relational disposability. So the kind of connection that's really important to resilience involves something more than just keeping a compendium of acquaintances maintained through brief and superficial exchanges in the real or virtual world. Dr. Brené Brown defines connection as the energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued, when they can give and receive without judgment, when they derive sustenance and strength from the relationship. So deep and genuine connection sustains our relationships. It enriches our lives and enhances our well-being. That's especially important during these challenging times. So how do we build the kind of sincere and nurturing connection that I'm talking about? Well, it involves effort and involves vulnerability, opening up, sharing from your heart as well as your head, giving and receiving support and understanding, being able to trust and be trusted, and staying authentic. It means giving people your time, your energy, and your full attention when needed. It means truly listening deeply to what they're saying and what they're not saying. It's valuing who they are while suspending your judgment. And like the plants in my garden that need nurturing, connections don't just happen. They need to be sustained through tending and mutual investment. Sometimes that investment's simple, joyous, and effortless, like a silly text or a quick catch-up coffee between meetings or a home-delivered casserole. But other times, it takes time and energy, strength and courage to maintain connection. So just like a flaky Wi-Fi signal, those connections can be pretty fragile, prone to dropping out when we least expect it. Without realising it, we might be directly contributing to this. So here are some really obvious connection killers to be aware of, and they apply equally to both work and social situations. Texting, phone calls, or checking emails in a meeting, a conversation, or a social setting. Being late for, or double booking, or cancelling, or postponing work meetings or social engagements. Not returning calls, replying to messages, or acknowledging others' attempts to make contact. Talking over the top of people. Criticism or judgment, even if well-meaning. One-sided conversations, constantly changing the conversation back to you. And insisting on being right, or that your opinion is more worthy. These connection killers have the potential to send messages like, oh, this conversation isn't really important to me, I don't value your time as much as mine, I'm not that committed to the plans we made, and I don't value our relationship so much. So which of these, if any, do you need to work on? We have hundreds of opportunities to connect with others every day. So here's some suggestions for strengthening those connections as a way of building your resilience. Practice your listening skills by allowing the other person to say everything they need to before you jump in. Maintain your full attention on the people that you're engaging with, rather than allowing yourself to be distracted by other things going on. Find small ways to let your colleagues know you value them. Maybe acknowledge a quality that you notice in them, or thank them for something that really made a difference. If you notice that someone may be struggling, ask what would be helpful for them at this time. Don't assume you know what they need. And if you're starting to feel worried, uncomfortable, or overwhelmed, who could you ask for support? Sometimes this last one's tricky, as we're not sure who we can really count on. A suggestion is to conduct a connection audit. So what are the different networks that you're part of, both formal and informal? Who's in those networks? And who can you go to for different kinds of support, maybe practical, social, or emotional? Which networks and which relationships might you need to nurture a little more? If you have loads of connections, why not work at enhancing those rather than finding more? If connections don't come easily to you, then pick 1 or 2 relationships to deepen and work with those. And whilst the art of connecting involves looking for similarities and sharing common ground, it also means accepting individual differences and the rich diversity within our families, work groups, and communities that help build the resilience of the group as a whole. So, on days when I wake up and wonder how we're going to get ourselves out of this pandemic, and especially when physical isolation from others is still an ever-present threat, or when I feel like my resources are really depleted, I look for ways to connect, knowing that positive and authentic connection really feeds and sustains our resilience. If this has been helpful, subscribe, like, or share, or click the link below to stay in touch.